Hi, greetings, Whovians. Hooving Queen here. Hope you're having a good week so far. And yeah, things here in the US are kind of a little bit, stressful right now, but hey, we'll get over it. So we're looking at the 10th Doctor era. Now continues on with the first of the specials, The Next Doctor. So let's take a look at it. The 10th Doctor lands his TARDIS in London on Christmas Eve, 1851. Overhearing cries for help, he encounters a man calling himself the Doctor and his companion Rosita, attempting and failing to capture Cybershade. The Doctor believes the man, who is suffering from amnesia, may be a future incarnation of himself. The man, dubbed the Next Doctor, takes the Doctor to a nearby house of a recently deceased reverend, believing him tied to a series of disappearances around London and the Cybershade. Inside, they discover a pair of Cyberman data storage info stamps, which the Next Doctor recalls holding the night that he lost his memories. The two doctors regroup with Rosita at the Next Doctor's base. The Doctor comes to realize that the Next Doctor is really human, Jackson Lake, the supposed first missing person. The Doctor suspects that Jackson had encountered the Cybermen and used the info stamps, containing knowledge of the Doctor, to ward them off. Jackson's mind entered a fugue state from the trauma of the Cybermen killing his wife, and as the info stamp had infused his mind with knowledge of the Doctor, he came to believe he was the Doctor. The Doctor and Rosita set off to try to find the source of the Cybermen. The Doctor and Rosita find numerous children, pulled from workhouses around the city by Miss Mercy Hartigan, and are being put to work at an underground facility under Cybermen guard. The Cybermen betray Miss Hartigan and convert her into the controller for the Cyber King, a giant mechanical Cyberman powered by the energy generated by the children. She also gains control over the Cybermen. Jackson remembers encountering the Cybermen on moving into his new home. The Doctor discovers another entrance to the Cybermen's base under Jackson's house. Within the complex, as the Cyber King starts to rise to the city, the three rescue the children, including Jackson's son, who was abducted in the initial attack that triggered Jackson's fugue state. The Cyber King starts to lay waste to the city. When Miss Hartigan refuses the Doctor's offer to leave the planet, the Doctor uses the info stamps to sever her connection to the Cyber King, exposing her to the raw emotion of what she has done. The emotional feedback destroys both the Cybermen and Miss Hartigan. As the Cyber King starts to topple, the Doctor draws it into the time vortex with technology from Jackson's cellar, saving London. The episode ends with the Doctor and Jackson heading off to attend Christmas dinner in remembrance of those they have lost. And now let's take a look at a little bit of continuity here. According to Neil Gaiman, the Cypress Industries Cybermen zapped off into time and space by the Doctor at the end of this episode eventually countered the Mondas Cybermen. Their cross-breeding and interchange of technology resulted in the variety of Cybermen seen in Nightmare and Silver. Interesting. Now let's take a look at the production of this episode, beginning with writing. Pre-broadcast publicity, based on excerpts from Davies' book, Doctor Who, The Writer's Tale, revealed that the Doctor will meet a man played by David Morrissey, who also claims to be the Doctor. In further excerpts, Davies commented, quote, "The best title for this episode would be The Two Doctors, but maybe not. The New Doctor, perhaps? Or The Next Doctor? I quite like The Next Doctor." The book also contained two pictures from a scene cut from the end of the previous episode, intended to segue into the special echoing the previous two series. The scene was included on the series box set. Following the success of the previous year's Christmas special, Voyage of the Damned, which guest-starred pop star Kylie Minogue as one-off companion Astropeth, Russell T Davies had initially felt tempted to copy this format with another high-profile guest star, but decided against it after jokingly offering up Cheryl Cole on board the Hindenburg as an example. Regarding an unanswered question from a child of why gigantic robot in London 1851 isn't in the history books, Davies and Garner jokingly offer several possibilities, ranging from there being alternate history of Doctor Who England, pointing out of a spaceship didn't fly into the Big Ben in 2006 either, in the episode Aliens of London, or that perhaps maybe everyone was retconned by the soon-to-be Torchwood or something. A line in the Steve Moffat Series 5 episode Flesh and Stone has the Doctor recall the Cyber King's rampage, attributing history's failure to record it to the cracks in time and space that are causing time to be unwritten. Davies, from a writer's standpoint, was also unhappy with the final scene in the episode where the Doctor gets rid of the Cyber King with the convenient Dalek dimension vault, but during the writing process, he couldn't think of another way to stop London being crushed by a giant robot. Later, after the episode was produced, a different idea came to him. In this alternate ending, Davies imagines Miss Hartigan, quote, should have destroyed the Cyberman when she screamed, but she's still in the chair. As the Cyber King falls to the earth, the Doctor calls out to her saying, save them! This version would have Hartigan redeem herself as she is the one to cause the Cyber King to disappear, with no need for what Davies calls a silly Dalek continuum dimension vault. Julie Gardner felt this would have been a superior and marvelous ending, and Davies says he can't bear that there could have been a better ending than we actually transmitted. Davies also feels he would like to write a BBC Books novel set in the midst of that brief scene where Jackson Lake is in the Doctor's TARDIS, in which the Doctor takes Jackson to another planet, ending with a no, no, no scene before Jackson invites the Doctor to spend Christmas dinner with him. Davies claims that he attempted to make Jackson Lake's companion Rosita a combination of Rose and Martha, so that she felt like a companion before she had done anything. And now on to locations. Filming for this episode was conducted in April 2008 at Gloucester Cathedral, St. Luke's Cemetery in Newport, and the streets of Gloucester, where shooting was hampered by up to 1,000 onlookers. The main setting of Torchwood, their Torchwood hub, was also redesigned and used as a workshop for the children. And now on to casting. David Morrissey is the main guest star, playing a character called the Doctor, a man who believes himself to be a Time Lord. He was influenced in his performance by previous Doctor actors William Hartnell, Patrick Troughton, and Tom Baker, as he believed there was a truth to their performances because they never saw Doctor Who as a genre show or a children's show. He's joined by Viale, and I'm sorry if I butchered this pronunciation, Tish Abalala. I'm sorry if I butchered that, as Rosita, the companion to Morrissey's Doctor, whom Russell T Davies describes as probably cleverer than the two of them, the Doctors, put together. Rashish Allah, again, sorry I butchered that. The character came naturally because her feisty Cockney girl characterization was very close to home for her. Dervla Kirwan plays Mercy Hartigan, who Russell T Davies described in the episode's podcast commentary as dark a villain as you will ever have. A lot of her characterization goes unstated, but Russell discussed it in long conversations with Dervla Kirwan and fellow executive producer Julie Gardner. Davies describes Miss Hartigan as a victim of abuse, from the subtext suggests a terrible backstory, which is symptomatic for her being part of this Victorian age. Davies describes this as being a powerless woman who's been in servitude or far worse all her life, but holds his tongue from saying her precise profession, relaying, I'm talking quite discreetly around this because there are children listening and watching, and there's only so far I should go. He does explain, however, that she's had terrible things done to her, which is responsible for her really twisted character where she sexualizes everything. In terms of costume, she wears red because everything's inflammatory with her. And in the end, actually, Davies discusses how to escape her male oppression. She becomes a man. She becomes the Cyber King. She has to go through this extraordinary process because she's so damaged. Kirwan will later go on to voice Miss Quill, replacing the original actress Catherine Kelly, and the audio dramas of Doctor Who's spin-off Class, produced by Big Finish Productions in 2019. And now, finally, onto the design. Millennium FX's Neil Gordon's original design for the Cybershade took the existing Cybermen design and refurbished it by adding rivets and a copper finish. The design was cost-effective, but Russell T Davies did not believe it was the right approach. He sketched a new design for the Cybershade that was a crude version of Cyberman, all angular and blocky, with his trademark handlebars set at a jaunty angle and shrouded in flowing black robes. Gordon used Davies' Gordon used Davy's sketch to create a fiberglass mask that the Cybershade actors wore over their heads. Costume designer Louise Page made the flowing robes that were light enough to not restrict movement to complete the Cybershade costume. A new head for the Cyber leader was also introduced, sporting a black face and handles and an exposed brain similar to one of the Cyber controller from the Age of Steel. Originally, Gardner relayed that there was a widespread dissatisfaction with Hartigan's Cyber King crown. The original Hamlet, he remarked, was like the Cyberwoman's head from Torchwood, referring to the episode Cyberwoman. Literally, a Cyberman's head on Dervla Kirwan, or as if Dervla Kirwan decided to go to a fancy dress party as a Cyberman. Davy's response was, "Oh my lord, no." The production team, however, worked hard, and in 2 days produced the final headpiece seen in the episode, which Davies described as beautiful because it's Victorian and it fits the design. In the scene after the headpiece is placed on her, Dervla wore black contact lenses, and special effects company The Mill helped to get rid of any traces of white in post-production. So overall, this is a very interesting episode, and it's definitely, well, I wouldn't say the best of the Christmas specials, but it's up there, sort of, kind of, so there you go. So overall, I give The Next Doctor 3 sonic screwdrivers out of 5. And well, tune in next time as we take a look at Planet of the Dead. Well, hope you enjoyed that review, and if you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up, share it around, subscribe if you haven't already, hit the bell icon to be notified about when I upload videos. And if you want to help support the channel, be sure to check out my Patreon page. Link, as always, is in the description below. So, until next time, this is Hoovy and Queen saying, "Oh my giddy aunt! When I say run, run! I've reversed polarity of the neutron flow. Would you like a chili, baby? Fantastic! Allons-y! Geronimo!" Bow ties are cool, fezzes are cool, and Stetsons are cool.